Today, I'm going to talk about so many different things. I'm going to talk about an economic collapse. I'm going to talk about you and why you are or you are not hitting your potential. I'm going to talk about how to get to that potential. And I'm going to do it through telling a couple of stories. And the reason why I entitled the video, He Didn't Pull Through, is because of the first story I'm about to tell you. And as I do this and I talk about this, and I may get fired up, I want you to put yourself in the words that I'm speaking, and I want you to say in this video, which person are you? What side of the pendulum are you on right now? Because that is going to dictate where you come out on this other side. Because I don't care who you are or what you believe. If that belief system is based on someone coming and blessing you, or someone coming to help you out, or something good's going to happen, you are so messed up in the head. You need to turn around, smack your head a couple times, and go, you know what? I got to get out of this wrong thinking. You want to know, so many people ask me all the time, they're like, how do you know there's going to be a real estate crash? How do you know the stock market's going to crash? Well, first off, it's not rocket science, because it happens every 7 to 10 years. We have corrections. Every 50 to 100 years, we have crashes. But yet there's so many fools out there. They just think this time is different. So let's talk about the first story. He didn't pull through. I'm sitting at the gas station today, filling up my truck. And a man is waiting behind me, but his car is parked, is cockeyed. It's running. He can't tell where to pull up for fuel. And I look in front of me because I have a diesel truck, and not all fuel pumps are diesel. You probably, all you diesel people out there, you know, say you get it when I say that people with gasoline cars don't give a crap about what pump they're at. They just go for the closest one, or the one that's most advantageous for them, even though it's the one that has the green pump and the black one. All they care about is that black one. Even though all of them have black, a couple of them have green, they pull up to that. The whole gas station can be empty. That's the one they pull up to. So as he's sitting in there cockeyed and he doesn't know what to do, you can see he's looking, you know, I look in front of my truck and there's an open pump because it's got gas coming out of it. I'm at the diesel, and he can't, and I'm starting to gesture, and you know what, a feeling came over because I'm a gesture. Hey, there's a free pump if you want to go around my truck. And I go, you know what, just let it sit. Just let this one ride. Let's see how this happens. And a vehicle pulls out. A vehicle that was filling up with gas was sitting at the diesel pump across from me, and had blocked both pumps, right? Because it's all about them. They don't care. They're not being considerate. Now, I know you may be thinking, how does this have to do with finances? And this is going to be blaringly obvious in a second. That truck that didn't care about anyone else pulls out and leaves. This gentleman now positions his car, his little 1992 Nissan Sentra, red one. He pulls right up, and there's two gas pumps. There's one with diesel and unleaded, and it's the first pump he comes to, or he could pull all the way through to the gasoline pump. Which one do you think he did? Type 1 if he pulled all the way through. Type 2 if he stopped at the one with the diesel. Now think about this. Now, this is a very simple story, but I'm going to explain to you in this story why there's going to be a real estate crash. Okay? So this person pulls in right to the first pump, the one with the diesel and the unleaded, now blocking the unleaded pump. Someone would have to drive around the way this gas station and then do like a 3-point turn and back in to get to that pump. So he pulls in because why? He's only thinking about himself. What's the easiest for me? Now, this is the great part of the story. If that person was a considerate person that thought of the future also, not only considerate to your own men, but the type that thinks ahead in the future, if he would have simply pulled through and positioned at the gasoline pump, he would have had the easiest access out of the gas station. Why? Well, because if somebody did decide to go around, do that backup, 3-point, they'd park in front of him now at the gasoline pump. and they'd start filling. But since he was filling first, he'll be finished first. Of course, he drives a tiny car too. It's going to be a really quick job. And this gas station's really busy. So then another car is going to come in behind him waiting to take his position, thus blocking him in. Now, let me stop that and tell you what happened on the freeway. I get in my truck and I just sort of grinned and I thought about it and I went, that figures. And I turned around and I got in my truck and I got on the freeway. Lo and behold, because I took a second to put on a motivational thing. I don't listen to music on my phone. That is a very big no-no. Unless I'm with people that want to listen to music, I'm listening to things that are enriching my life. Either they are educational or they're motivational. End of story. So I sit down, I type this in, I get on my way, I take my truck and I get on the freeway. Look who I find. Now I see him and I just, okay, no big deal. Just sort of a funny thing. Gave me a great story to tell with you today. But another story comes up. You see, up ahead, I'm looking far ahead, about a mile up the highway. There is a semi truck in distress. He's pulled off the side of the road. He has his orange hazard triangles out, and the man is outside his car. And I just started to pass this Nissan Sentra when I noticed this. And what did I do? I saw it a mile ahead. I pull back. I pull way back and allow, and I knew what was going to happen based on what I'd just seen at the gas station. I pulled back to let this man get over and allow the semi-truck driver and the vehicle to have safety, because you don't want to pass that close to somebody, right? It's not only safe, it's common courtesy. The semi-truck driver was on the side of the truck. And I'm like, that guy is not going to pull over. Why? He's thinking about himself. He's only thinking about himself. And in that moment, it was very blaringly obvious to me that that is the person. And this has been obvious before, but this is why I wanted to tell you this story. And then I'm going to tell you another one. That is the person that loses their house. That is the person that loses everything in the stock market. Why? Because it's all about them. They have blinders on and they can't see a mile down the road and they can't see the exit at the gas station. Not only could they have been considerate twice, they fell one way, could have gotten him trapped, and he could have been blocked in by a couple of cars and he'd have to wait. It's not the end of the world, but I want you to think bigger than this story, okay? Think about your real estate portfolios. Think about how much money you have right now, or how you think about yourself. You could have been blocked and held back, just like all the people that lost their homes, lost their jobs, and didn't have their credit. Even if they didn't lose their home, they didn't lose their job, their credit got screwed up because they missed a couple credit card payments and were blocked. They were locked in during the time of 2008 to 2012, and they couldn't buy all those houses dirt cheap. They weren't ready for that. But then next, here comes somebody where you could actually get into an accident because you're near a truck that's in hazard. There's somebody outside, they could get hurt or killed. And you still, because you're in your dome, you don't pull over, get off and give that person room. Those are the people that lose during this crash. And I've had so many people ask me before, how could you take advantage of people? Are you kidding me? Do you know what your common man or woman act like right now? I don't feel bad at all. As a matter of fact, I care more about me and you, the good-hearted. Let me ask you this. How many type 3, if you know in your heart and in your soul, you're like, you know what, I know I'm a good person and I'm going to be good with my money. And if that means buying homes on foreclosure blocks, or short sales, or even just buying at a much lower price now because someone has to move because they didn't plan ahead of time, I'm going to take that and I'm going to be a good landlord and I'm going to go find good tenants. You know, good people, type 3, if that's you, good people, it says in the Bible, you are to raise a child in the way they are to go, right? You are to install good belief systems in these children. See, we have a broken family unit in this country right now, and people, more people than, less people than the masses are training up children to be good-hearted human beings, to care for their common man, their fellow man, and to take care of them. There are more selfish people in this world than givers. End of story. So I don't feel bad at all. But this is what I do feel bad about. And then I'm going to get to the next story. I did that course and I gave it 1 full year. I got mocked and ridiculed like crazy by people say, your course is always on sale. You're just never ending. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I'm trying to get to people that are different. Now, morons like that have no clue what I'm trying to do, because what I'm about to do, and I did it completely backwards. My consultant said, you're never to do what you did. You should have went high dollar. We've seen your material. We know how it's going to motivate people. We know that it's going to give them no answer. But yes, they're going to go, yes, I'm going to crush it in this next real estate collapse. I now see it. Like, go for the big money. And it's not because it's the money, it's the level of student, the quality student. I said, I can't do that. I can't do it. Because I know that there are so many people out there like my wife. And I'll use my wife as an example. When we bought our first home and she was left in tears the first time we went to go and try and get a mortgage, and the lady was so rude. And she says, you can't afford this house. You should not be looking for a home. And she left in tears. I left pissed off. And in 30 days, I had that dang house. I had my house. Because I didn't believe some idiot, some moron that lifts themselves up and esteems themselves over other people. So that's why I made that course 80% off for an entire year. And we have 2 days left. And I'm going to be honest with you, it's been rough. It's been an amazing blessing. Not only the finances for me, I sold the course for $200. Just imagine, it's been an amazing blessing financially, but also it's the emails that I get from people that have already taken the course. They bought the home right in the right markets. They see the crash coming and they're preparing their finances. They have more belief in themselves than they have ever had before. That is the most amazing feeling. But now I'm going to tell you the second story. I had a coworker, a couple of them were talking. One of the coworkers I've only known for about 6 years. He esteems himself. He's a college graduate. He esteems himself. And he's been saying how I should not give any advice on how to buy homes. And another person I work with that has known me for 23 years, I helped him, giving him advice on how to buy his first home and how to save money. His father was a real estate broker and agent for, I think, the past 40 something years, still is right now active. And his father would give him no help. When he went to go buy his first house, the firefighter that I knew for 23 years, I sat down with him and looked at his loan docs and I said, don't pay that, change this, do this type of loan. And I did a bunch of stuff and I saved him thousands and thousands of dollars. And ever since then, and he watched me, the reason why I believe he had a little bit more faith in himself was because he watched someone like me crushing it in real estate, buying flip homes. He was a handyman, an amazing worker, one of the hardest working people I've ever met in my life. And he would work on these homes, some of these homes for me that I was flipping. And it gave him the confidence to buy one. Well, a handful of weeks ago, a couple of these guys are talking, and this one guy that's educated and esteems himself. He does own a home. He bought a home, and he owns a house. And he turned around and was, obviously I could care less, bad mouthing me, saying I shouldn't give advice. And the firefighter that I worked with, he goes, I've worked with Travis for a long time, and he helped me with my first house and saved me so much money. He goes, why would you think that that's, let alone, starting a brokerage and, doing all of this stuff, doing the real estate agent and stuff. I'm seeing somebody that wants to come talk with me and they don't know I'm live. And my point being is that I'm sitting at this moment thinking, it's funny. There are so many people in this world that esteem themselves and they lift themselves up because of what they believe is knowledge. But you could have all the knowledge in the world and it's completely worthless. You are completely worthless. Hold on.
You're doing
yeah, I'm feeling it.
Okay,
I'll talk to you later. I'll drive down and talk to you. Thanks, man. Sorry. Kind guy. It's funny. I set out to help people. And I have a heart for people that don't believe in themselves because they were lied to by this world. But I have to be honest with you. It is exhausting helping people that are greedy or selfish or so foolish because they esteem themselves over you. They think they know more. I had someone once because it is exhausting trying to motivate someone that it can't be motivated. It is physically exhausting. And I turned around and there was this one day, this one guy I knew was going to buy a house and he'd never taken my advice before, even though I knew if he did, he'd be saving thousands of dollars in every little thing. And one day he's buying a house. I'm like, hey, if you want, I'll make you a deal. Because I was just shot, but I'd still do it. I said, I'll make you a deal if you want. I think I can save you $5,000 on your next home purchase. But if I do, it's going to cost you $2,500. I'll just write it out on a napkin. Are you willing to do it? So I offered, I will save you. I just saw his deal. And, this guy has never listened to me anyway. And so I knew what his answer was going to be. And so I put out that offer. I said, I'm gonna save you $5,000, but it's gonna cost you $2,500, and we'll just write it on a napkin right now. And he couldn't get past. He goes, "Why would I pay you $2,500?" I'm all, "Because I'm gonna save you $5,000." He goes, "Yeah, but why would I pay you $2,500?" He repeated it again, and I already knew before I said it what would happen. He couldn't get out of his head that I would be making $2,500 to merely say something to him. He went off. He didn't do it. And he paid the $5,000 that he shouldn't have paid. Now, in this world, there are two types of people, successful people and failures. End of story. If you're a failure, it's because of you. I don't care if you had a bad upbringing. We all have daddy issues. I'm going to be honest with you. We all got issues with our folks. We all got issues with family members. We all got issues with our bosses. All of us. You know the cool thing about all that? We have the choice to walk away. We have the choice to believe in ourselves. When you set your mind to something and you put everything out there, you give it all, and you know when you've given it all. It's like me on a diet. I know I haven't given it my all, right? You succeed when you give it your all. You have all the power over yourself. If you're sitting around, I got family members, all they do their whole life, they're professional blamers. They blame everyone but themselves. And they're in their mid-40s. It's pathetic. So for 1 year, I wanted to help as many people that honestly didn't believe in themselves. And then I said, then I move on and watch what happens. That's why I've never stopped putting new lessons on that course. I wanted to bring so much value, it was disgusting. And the consultants that I'm working with said, if you do it that way, you'll never recover. And I said, bet against me. Bet against me. The reason why the crash happens is because human beings esteem themselves over others because of a lack of security. They're insecure. And I think it's very, very important that people realize how serious these days are. If you want to take advantage of this offer, cool. I'll put the link down below for the real estate crash course, how to prepare for it. If not, that's totally fine too. But if you don't start investing in yourself, because I invest in myself all the time, I pay for education. And it's not the kind that you go to college for. That is regurgitated crap. I learn from successful people, people that believe in themselves and believe in something bigger than themselves. That's who I learn from. That is why I am where I'm at. I'm excited for this next year. I'm excited as this thing is just shaking apart and the people that I've been able to mentor and teach. And that's why I built the course in a way where I'm speaking just to you. This is a mentorship style video course. I can't wait to hear more of your success stories. I can't get over how many I read every day. But the question is, are you ready to take that next leap? And that's going to mean, and you're going to see some changes in me in the next few months, some big changes. I'm about to take my life and do a 180-degree change. I'm doing it for myself, but I know that I'm going to be able to help and impact millions of people because of it. And I can't wait to hear more of your stories. If you want to take advantage of the course, the 80% off, it's good for 2 more days. After that, it's going up 10 times. And I'm going to sell it when it's 10 times. And I'm okay. I'm excited. I'm happy. God is good. But remember, God's not going to drop a bunch of gold in your lap if you believe in God. God gives you a brain, a heart, and the ability to do something. If you want to squander that, then go ahead and squander it. This is not the channel for you. If you want to be a conqueror, you want to be courageous, and you want to go boldly where very few people go, and you want to make real wealth, and you want to change your family's life and change other human beings' life in the meantime, this is the place to be. I'm going to put those links down below. I'm about to move over to the Real Estate Ninja in about 20 minutes. I'm going to do a live stream. I would humbly ask you to please move over there. That channel is growing much faster than this one because of obvious things that I said in the past. But I just thank God every day that I've been able to help as many people as I have. And I want you to be in the exact same position. I want what I'm going through for you. But the only way that you can achieve that is if you do it yourself. I hope you have a great day. The Economic Ninja is out.